What's up, my YouTube Get Fit fam? It's your boy Ayinde, back with another helpful tip. And today what we're going to be talking about is the reason why women shit test. So we've heard this topic floating around in the manosphere. So I just want to give my perspective on it real quick. This is something we're going to talk about many more times in the future, but for today, what I'd like to say about it is why I think a lot of women shit test is because women project a lot onto men. So I think the reason why women shit test a lot is because they're full of shit. So they shit test men because they're projecting that men are just as full of shit as they are, because they're thinking, I'm full of shit. Most of what I'm doing is fake, you know what I'm saying? I'm perpetrating. So I'm assuming that he's also perpetrating. So let me be shit testing him to kind of see what's real and what's not, and try to break through the facade and see, what's really there, so I can make my decision on how I'm gonna interact and deal with this particular man. So that's why I think they're shit testing, right? And you'll get this a lot. Like sometimes you get in a discussion with a woman and you start saying things that she doesn't like, and then she'll say something like, oh, your feelings must have been hurt. Who hurt you? You see, here's the thing. She's projecting again. Because the way she looks at the world is based on how she's been hurt. It's based on her feelings, what she's afraid of, and what hurts her. So she's assuming that you're also speaking from that same place, and that somebody must have hurt you as to why you're saying these things, instead of just that's the conclusion that you've come to based on reality, experiences, your deductive fucking reasoning. So women do project a lot. They have a bad habit of thinking that men see the world the way they see the world, or men present themselves to the world the way they present themselves to the world. So for example, if you post a picture with your shirt off or something like that, you're trying to show your gains, you're trying to say, okay, listen, this is an update or whatever. In her mind, oh, he's doing that because he wants attention. Because if she posts a revealing picture, she's posting it because she wants attention. Again, projecting, right? So whenever you're handling a woman's shit test, a lot of guys will say, oh, just ignore it. That's how you pass a shit test. I don't think it's that simple. Some things you just ignore. And it's not that you're ignoring it, it's by being indifferent to it, you're actually passing that particular test. Because to pass that particular test, you have to not even take it seriously, because that's how confident and unaffected you are. But not every shit test you can pass by just simply ignoring it. Many, if not most shit tests, you actually have to have a calculated response that's gonna be strategic. It's gonna get the result that you want, without putting you in a position where you gotta do even more fucking work. So yeah, you can't be lazy about the shit test. You can't avoid them, you can't ignore them. You gotta kind of be prepared for them, locked and loaded, ready to respond, premeditated. So I guess we'll get into some examples of shit tests later. But just know that she has to do these things. She has to shit test you because she's a big phony, and she's trying to find out how much of you is real and how much of you is, is posturing. So I would say you should already be doing the shit testing. You should already be doing most of the shit testing when you meet a woman. And there's very simple ways to do this, because I know I say that and guys are like, I don't even know what that means. So for example, when you meet a woman, assume everything positive about her presentation is bullshit, and then start to pick those things away in conversation. But you have to be clever with it, because if you become offensive, what's gonna happen is she's already defensive because she's mostly full of shit. But what's gonna happen is she's gonna use the fact that your line of questioning is offensive to not want to participate. So you don't want that. So you want to be flirtatious with it. You want to be very smooth with it also, and you want to add an air of lightness and humor to it, so that she can't play the you're an asshole card, or you're being a dick. So for example, if you meet a redhead, I personally love redheads, right? So let's say you meet a redhead and you talking to her, you're like, wow, is that your natural hair color? But of course you say that after you say, I love redheads. Now you put her in a tricky spot, because if she's like, oh, well, no, it's not my natural hair color, there's a couple ways you could play that. You could be like, oh, you're not a real redhead. Oh, you're out here faking the funk. Or you could be like, well, I appreciate, that you decided to go red, because I personally love red. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if it's natural or not. You know what I'm saying? It looks great. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So now what just happened there was you shit tested her. She failed. She's not a real redhead, but you still gave her some validation. So now you the validation giver at this point now. Now she's trying to measure up to you and your standards. You flip the script. What she's used to is being the one that's in that position that gets to approve or disapprove you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little shit like that will allow you to take the upper hand and take the lead in the line of questioning. So simply what I'm saying is, don't be out here auditioning for these chicks. I made a video way back about this. You know what I'm saying? Don't put chicks on the pedestal. You should already be working to put yourself on the pedestal. If you're not on the pedestal, then you're not doing enough work, bro. Get yourself on the pedestal. That way there's no room for her unless she's gonna sit on your lap. You wanna get on the pedestal, ma, you gotta sit on my lap, because I'm already sitting on the pedestal. That needs to be your train of thought. So when you're meeting chicks, you already know she wants you to be more than her. She wants you to have more bread, a higher status income, higher status title, more height. Everything about you needs to be bigger and better than her, right? So why the fuck would she be auditioning you? You would be auditioning her. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta have that state of mind. And you don't have to be the best looking guy in the world, man. I've observed and known many of successful guys who they have that attitude. They have that arrogance about them, like, bitch, I'm the fucking star. I'm the success symbol here. You know what I'm saying? You should be so lucky to fuck with me. And I've watched that dynamic play out many times and said, wow, this motherfucker ain't even tall, this motherfucker ain't even handsome or whatever, but he knows how to market his success in a way that is like, I don't gotta prove nothing to you. And the way he's talking to the girl, she don't even know what he does for a living, but she knows he makes good money because he's so fucking confident. And she doesn't even get the opportunity to question him about, so what do you do, and where do you work, and what does that mean, and what is that? She doesn't even have the in to do that, because she's too busy responding to his questions, trying to defend herself, and prevent herself from being exposed. Like, for example, asking women if they have children, straight up, within the first couple of minutes of meeting them, like, so hold on, do you have children? Now, if she does have children, whew, you know what I'm saying? No matter how you're saying that, she knows on a subconscious level that that's a strike against her. That's a loss, right? So what you're doing is, through conversation, you're basically bringing her, you know what I'm saying? You're basically bringing down her perceived value, you know what I'm saying? So she can't pitch herself or market herself like she's this super valuable girl that you're trying to get. You're basically knocking her down a peg in real time. Like, oh, okay, so you're not a real blonde? Oh, okay, oh no, that's cool, yeah. Oh, so how many children? You have children? You're a mom, by the way? Oh, so you have kids? Oh, okay, all right. So are you divorced? Oh, you were never married? Oh, it didn't work out. Oh, okay. Well, how old is your son? Oh, okay, yeah. Knocking her down a peg. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know what I'm saying? Do more shit testing than you get shit tested. Simple shit, man.